What's up, everyone? It is your girl GELBEAUTY 87 here, aka Grace, and today we're gonna get into the new Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume 5 I Am palette. So you all saw me do the swatches of this early in the week, and I know that video was super long, but I had a whole bunch of stuff to swatch it to because y'all know I live in these indie streets with all these indie eyeshadows. I didn't even get into my singles. I literally just showed you palettes that were like palettes like this as opposed to singles. So we can do a separate video on just that, or I can do like a reel on whatever shades you all like in the palette the best if you'd like. So you can comment down below and let me know. But this is what she looks like on the inside. I'm going to give y'all an eye look today with this palette. I'm gonna try to stay away from this section right here because y'all know that's the section that just speaks to my name. I think I'm actually gonna go into this middle part right here, the one I normally wouldn't use, the orange, because y'all know I'm not, she doesn't do orange. We don't. I've never met her. She doesn't even go here. I don't know. Orange is not my friend. But we're gonna try to do something different. So we're gonna do the orange shifting green situation going on. I've been trying to do that a little bit more. If you all remember, I did that with the Adept Cosmetics palette as well. I did more of the orangey like effects type when it came to this. So we're gonna try that with this again today as well and see how that goes. But if you're curious what's on my eyes right now, this is actually the, I think I already put it up with the Trio Chrome from Natasha Denona, the mini one. So I just did eye look with that. That's what's going on with my eyes right here. So I just used all 5 shades in the palette because I mean it was 5 shades and it doesn't take much to end up using 5 shades in a palette. So if you're curious about that video, I think it'll probably be linked at the end of this video, or I'll try to put it up above. I make no promises. Y'all know I'm really bad at that, but I'm gonna go off camera and get my life in order. I'm trying to decide what mattes I want to use with this palette. So I have no idea what mattes I'm gonna go ahead and use with this palette, but I'm gonna pick some and use them, and I'll be right back. Okay, girl? Okay. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and use the mattes in the Tropic palette from Natasha Denona, just because I feel like it'll be quick and simple, and then that way it'll be more muted colors, so the focus will be on the shimmers in the palette. So we're gonna go ahead and use this palette. I don't know what colors I'm gonna use in here yet. I'm thinking about sticking with the top row and maybe trying to include this orange like as a matte in the corner as opposed to a shimmering in the corner, since we're gonna have so much shimmer going on everywhere else. But this is the one I decided to use. I just randomly grabbed it from a stack in the corner. Okay, now I'll be right back for y'all. Okay, y'all, so here's the eye I came up with. I stuck to the colors I told y'all I was gonna stick with. The only difference is I used this shade here at the top. This was going on in the corner, but I used this shade, and that shade like I talked about, and I put a little, wait, no, I used this shade, this shade. I think I put a little bit of this shade in between those 2 shades, and then I put this in the inner corner. So that's what's swatched on my hand here. And the shades I used in here were just these 2. I kept it really simple. So let's get into it. Let's get into the shade Cocoa. And start using this. This is a Sigma E35. I know y'all said y'all wanted me to do a brush video, so I'm trying to remember to like be more vigilant and talk about like what brushes I'm using. I used to do it back in the day, but I felt like nobody really cared, so I kind of like stopped in certain videos. But I'm still gonna get the video up, and I'm trying to get it up before Black Friday comes, so that way like whatever brand I talk about, you can be on the lookout for on Black Friday. I was thinking about just making a video on Black Friday stuff. I want to buy stuff I recommend you buy based upon the sales that brands are having and things like that. But you can comment down below and tell me if you're interested in that or not, because I think that'd be fun. Like all the good deals and all the brands that I prefer and like, and some of the brands I'm waiting on myself to buy from and get a deal from. I'm thinking about doing, but I'm like, you know, we'll have to just wait and see on that. But I used the brown shade in the outer V as well, but we can start off with the shade, we did the shade Cocoa already for that. I'm going to do the shade Tan line for my crease, and then we'll go back to the shade Cocoa for the outer V. But yeah, so I feel like my birthday is just like creeping up on me in like 3 weeks. I feel like I'm going to look up and it's just going to be there, and I'm like, what just happened? Well, so I'm interested in, you know, seeing what's going to happen with that and how I feel about all of that. So I have plans to go out with one of my friends for the week and like rent a hotel and just have like a staycation type thing, because Adrian still has to go to school. I just won't go to work like that week. I wanted to take 2 weeks, but I'm like, I just went ahead and took 1, because I'm like, all my staff pretty much is new except for like 1 person. So I'm like, I didn't want to take too much time knowing that they, you know, be by themselves like all week long, and it'd be a whole like disaster, if you will. So I was like, I'm gonna just do 1 week. Anyway, let's do this outer V. It's just a lot. Adriangameover went to homecoming tonight, and I was super excited for him because this is his first like school dance or whatever. I tried to get him to go to the 8th grade dance, and he wouldn't go, and then he regretted it. So this time he just went ahead and went. Like I told him, he should have to the other one, and he said he had a good time. So I'm excited about that. Especially because I missed out on stuff like that. If you all didn't know, I went to like a private like Baptist school, so they weren't like the Catholic schools where they still let you like have dances and stuff, so you could still fit in with the, you know, secular world, as Christians like to call it. So I didn't get like a prom or like any homecoming dances or City Hawkins dance or any type of stuff like that. Like I didn't get any of those experiences, so I feel like that's why I subconsciously always tell him that he should like go ahead and take advantage and do all that, because it's like it's something I missed out on and I regret not being able to have the choice to have the opportunity to go. Like if I had chosen not to go, I think I'd feel differently about it, but the fact that I didn't get to go at all is like always why I feel like I secretly push him, like, yeah, you should go, you should enjoy, you should, you know, do it, because I feel like that's a good way to like interact with people and get to know people and work on your social skills. And sometimes I feel like that's why I'm lacking, because I didn't get those opportunities when I was in high school to do it, and that's why, you know, I kind of am the way I am, for lack of a better term. So I always encourage him to do it, just because, you know, I have to live vicariously, as sad as that is. Let's glitter glue it up, girl. So I've quit out a little too much, but you know, you don't have to worry with that, girl, because it's already all over my eyelids. It's too late, it's too late, too late to turn back. It's already out, it's too late, it's too late. And I'm not gonna take it off because like, you know how much work that would take and how long will we be here. It's already like 2:30 in the morning, girl. I'm trying to get to my home eventually. So we're gonna put this palette away now that I have used what I need to, and now we're gonna get into this one. So I started off with the shade Fierce, of course, this one right here. Then I went in with Centered on the front, then I put Radiant in between the two, and then I took the shade Evolved and put that in light in the corner. So let's work it on now, girl. So I'm gonna start off with Fierce. Okay, but yeah, so I got a huge little chunk that just came off, so that's working for me, because now I don't have to dip in it as much, so I'm kind of glad about that. I'm liking the way the shade is shifting, because it's doing that orange, red, green shift. I like when they do orange, red, and green, because that's like the combination of warm tones I do like to use, so I'm happy that it did that sort of thing. The only thing is because I got so much in one spot now, it looks like I have like wrinkly eyelids because I put it all in one spot, but you know. See how it's giving that kind of like flaked effect? You can see, yeah, it's giving like the flaked effect on the lid. So now we're gonna take the shade Centered to put that toward the front. And I feel like that's giving a little bit of flakiness too. And it didn't pick up on the brush as well as I would have hoped it did, but that was okay because I didn't want too much brightness toward the front. I wanted to have a nice little centered part in the middle. Ha ha ha, pun intended. So I kind of had. Okay, so it's a nice little clump that came off that one too. So one eye is gonna look really more wrinkly and crinkly than the other one because more came up after I used it more than it did when I initially did it. So I'm gonna try to make it even off camera, but to save us time on camera, I'm not gonna do that. So I'm just doing a little crinkly and wrinkly for a little bit, okay, girl? As you can see, and then I went with the shade Radiant toward the middle to kind of like mirror the shades together because it has like orange green shifts to it, and one is much lighter than the other one. So I'm just gonna try to kind of marry these in between to give it as I can. But I just feel like my eyelids look really wrinkly, and I'm kind of like upset about it. But that comes with it since it's more flaky. Cause see how much smoother this eye looks compared to this one. Like this one to me just looks so much more textured. But I guess it was good that I did that to show you how each one like depending on how much you put on, what kind of texture you'll get. I'm just gonna go in the shade Fake Tan again to bring out some of the redness that was in the crease, because it got covered up by the glitter glue and me cutting the crease with the glitter glue and putting these on. So I want that part brought back out, and I like to see that shade over, plus I feel like it helps with the cutting of the crease. I'm gonna have to do it again on this side, so I don't know why I'm doing it now, because since I got so much texture on this side, I'm gonna have to try to make this side even, because this side definitely looks much more brighter and exciting than the other side, so I'm gonna have to go back and fix that. But I'm gonna go back into this brown shade again, a little bit more on the outer V to give a little bit more of that smokier effect. That okay, so I'm gonna go in the shade Evolving now and put it in the inner corner. Okay, so this is pretty much the finished eye without the eyeliner. Backing on up and talk about my thoughts. So needless to say, I'm loving what it's giving. I put a little bit too much on this eye though, so it's giving more shimmer and effect on this side than it is on this side. But I'm gonna go ahead and fix that off camera. But it gave the quality that my Adept shadows give me in my personal opinion, so I definitely like it and think it was worth it. Like, to me, this gives a really similar effect to the Adept look I gave. It was just a little bit more of like metallic wet looking, and I feel like this one is giving a little more chunky because I put a little bit more on this side than I did on this side. But it's a great palette for people who want to try indie-ish type brands but wouldn't know where to start. They can go to Sephora, they can grab this palette here, and you can get an amazing look out of it that gives you that indie effect without, you know, like having to search through indie brands and wait a long time for shipment and things like that. So I feel like this is a great alternative to that. Also, the Natasha Denona Trio Chrome, if you're into a more subtle version of that and you know you're not going to use it as often, you might want to get the new mini Trio Chrome from Natasha Denona that just came out. I feel like that'll be a great alternative for someone who wants to try indie trio chromes or dual chromes but doesn't want that intense of a look and doesn't use those type of products that often, because if you don't use it often, the $125 is going to be worth the investment for you, because that's the way I wear my eyes on a typical basis. It's worth it to me, and it's worth it to other indie brand lovers who like those sort of things. But if you're not into that, I don't think I necessarily recommend this one. Maybe you should go down to the $60 one. She has like an 8-pan $60 one that might be better for you to try out from time to time, but it still gives that indie effect, and it's not as big a hit on your budget, because during the Sephora sale, I think that'll make it like 40 something, maybe 50 bucks, and that'll be a little bit more palatable for somebody who's not used to that type of stuff but wants to try it out and doesn't want to have to search through all the different indie brands that exist to figure it out. So those are my thoughts on it. If you're a person who loves indie shadows, then I feel like this will be right up your alley and it's giving the indie quality. And if you're not, then this probably isn't the palette for you. But if you do want to try something like that, like I said, I suggest the $60 palette. So that's all I have for you today. But I do recommend it for you indie lovers like me who love these sparkly metallic things, because Danessa definitely gives it to you, and she gives it to you in a more easier way to find it at Sephora. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'm going to do some more eye looks with this palette all throughout the week and try to get my reel up close at the beginning of the week, close to the end of the week. I have to see how it works out for me. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.